Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's your boy, SaleenDriver, with an outdated screen name thing. I'll fix that in a minute. Coming to you with episode 94 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, SaleenDriver. The longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream on the internet, on YouTube. It's obviously a show about nothing in particular. So today, well, I don't have any. I don't have any particular any particular subject to go over. There we go. Let's see. I did see one thing on YouTube that I want to go over real quick because it was a good question. It was asked by Uncle Lou, and I'll go over that in a minute. Once again, Diet Mountain Dew, not the good stuff. Now let's see who popped in here. We got Ballard Sports Media. First guy in here. Good to see you, sir. CJ is here. I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's just, Wednesday afternoon live, sir. Ken Spear checking in from Pittsburgh as he always does. Haven't seen you in a while, Mr. Ken. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Steve Pearson, the guy that keeps me constantly supplied with good videos. Tennessee Mike, one of my watch buddies, chiming in to wish me a happy birthday. Probably won't stay long because this is definitely not a watch stream. I don't blame him. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Pizza Woman, my number one troll killer on this channel. I'm sure you'll have happy hunting today, as you always do. Excuse me, something in my eye. Goose Sports, good to see you, sir. Haven't seen you in a while. Nate the Great, the 2022 Slob Olympics most valuable slob. Congratulations, Nate. It's an honor well deserved to you, sir. Whose birthday? It's my birthday, Pizza. Thank you. Battle Angel is here. Good to see you, my dear. Mayhem Matthew is here. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. It is my birthday. Slim Shady Canes is here. Good to see you. Don't worry, I will be dropping the link in just a few minutes. It is my birthday today. I am 57 years old. I hate that expression. 57 years young. Fuck you. I'm old. All right. And I earned the right to be called old. Every gray hair on my head, I earned it. It is my birthday today. It has been a good birthday so far. Very, very nice. It's been, it's been a regular day for the most part. I spent most of my day over at my folks' house taking care of my dad because my mom wasn't home for most of the day on a pre-planned outing. She had business to take care of, so obviously I will be happy to take care of my father. Ballard, thank you very much. Thank you, Pizza. Raj is here. Jesse J. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I did get a nice birthday present. I did. They already gave it to me. It is, of course, a watch. It's different from the watch that I released the video of on Monday. That was not actually intended to be my birthday present, although it sort of counts. But my parents did get me this watch, which is, if you don't know, an Omega Seamaster. It is a Speedmaster. Sorry. No, Seamaster. It's one of the Seamaster Planet Ocean series. This is a limited edition called the 36 America's Cup Tribute Watch. They only made 2021 of them. This is, I think, 1489. They just gave it to me today. It's really a beautiful watch. Red, white, and blue. Omega is the official timekeeper of the America's Cup yacht race. And it's a beautiful watch. And I'm very happy to have it. And I've been wearing it all day since they gave it to me. So thank you to my mom and dad for a very, very generous gift. And a very cool gift. Excuse me. Let's see. Rod, I appreciate that. No worries. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Sea Dog is here. Thank you, Sea Dog. I appreciate the birthday wishes. CJ says, I don't watch Icon You. That's funny. Crimson 1077. I think this is probably the first time you've been in this chat, so thank you and welcome. Hopefully you're a different Crimson from Crimson Brave. Let's see. Boss Babes, a.k.a. TK. TK, I know you texted me earlier, TK, and I know you wanted to talk, and I've been busy with my father until just literally about 15 minutes ago, so I will try and call you as soon as I can. Probably not going to be until, I don't know, it may even be tomorrow because my evening is kind of screwed up too. Big Dog Bob, good to see you, sir. Real quick before I drop the link, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. That does help me out. Thank you, TK. I appreciate it. Yeah, True Slobs do not send packages out on time. That is very true, Jesse. I appreciate it. Don't forget to click the thumbs up. That does help the channel out. Also, Super Chat button is available at the bottom of the chat window if you want to donate to the Grail Watch Fund, the never-ending Grail Watch Fund. You can do that. And if you want to take one extra step and make sure that I get 100% of the proceeds instead of 50%, my PayPal link is in the description. You can use that instead. All donations, contributions, whatever you want to call them, never expected, never required, always appreciated. So get that out of the way. Let's see. Thank you. I'm not sure what hashtag no fannies whip means, but I appreciate the birthday wish. One thing before I drop the link, I was watching my buddy Uncle Lou's video earlier today. The one who was talking about the rivalry. Good to see you, Rick. You're using an ad blocker. Okay, funny. And he was talking about rivalries, and he asked a question of Florida fans, which I've addressed before, but I think it's worth addressing again. He because Florida has what I consider two really big rivals on their schedule, year in, year out. Florida State and Georgia. And he was of the opinion that Georgia was a bigger rival for Florida than Florida State, owing to the fact that Florida State was too cowardly to join the SEC when they had the chance and fucked on over to the ACC where they could win titles easily. How's that working out for you guys? And Georgia is an SEC rival, and obviously, generally for the past many years, the winner of the Florida-Georgia game went on to win the SEC East and went on to the SEC championship game. So you would think that that would be the bigger rival, and I can't say that I would argue that point. However, I have also said many, many times online and elsewhere, if I knew that Florida was going to go winless except for one game in a year, and I got to pick the game that they won, what would I pick? By the way, if you hear that banging in the background, that's my washer. I would pick Florida State every time, and here's why. Florida, the state of Florida, arguably is either the best or second best recruiting environment in the country. Depends on who you talk to, but I'm going to say it's the best because I live here and I'm biased. Texas would be the other one. The winner of, now there are three big programs in Florida: Florida State, Miami. Now, whoever wins the Florida State-Miami game is generally going to have the inside track to the recruiting of the best players. And arguably, the winner of the Florida State game gets those bragging rights too, especially if Florida State beats Miami and then Florida beats Florida State. Florida can claim that they're the best team in the state, and therefore they get the best access to recruits. So for that reason, I think the Florida State game means more. Also, Lou is famous for saying this all the time. The most hated team that he has in the country is South Carolina. He hates South Carolina more than all the other teams on the schedule because he lives in Augusta, which is right on the state line. And he has to hear it all the time from South Carolina fans growing up. Well, guess what, guys and gals? I live in Florida. I grew up and I live around Florida State fans. And my own uncle and my two cousins, his sons, are Florida State fans. I'm a Florida fan. And I have to hear from Florida State fans all the time. So for the same reason that Lou loves when South Carolina loses to Georgia, I love it when Florida State loses to Florida because it shuts those sons of bitches up every time. I got to hear it all the time from Florida. I don't have a lot of Miami Hurricane fans around me, believe it or not, but I got a ton of Florida State fans around me. And if Florida beats Florida State, I got bragging rights for the year. I don't have to hear their crap for a year. So far be it from me to disagree with Lou on college football. He's smarter about this than I am. But in my humble opinion, the Florida State rivalry is bigger than Florida-Georgia. And Florida-Georgia is big. I mean, in terms of the SEC, it's the biggest rivalry we have by far. But Florida State, in my opinion, means more. Now, you can argue that, but that's just my opinion, my 2 cents worth. I thought I'd throw that in there just for the hell of it. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. I got to fix something here. Let's see. Where am I here? Crimson wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate that. He says he's been keeping up with me through BVD's channel throughout the years. Well, I appreciate that. You should come around more often. Let's see. Neo's here. Good to see you, sir, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Brad Pitt's here. That should make TK very happy. We know TK loves Brad Pitt. Rick Sanchez is here. We already been over that. Real Puff Daddy is here. Good to see you. Let's see. Iron Bowl is the biggest. Yeah, I'd say Iron Bowl is probably the biggest rivalry out there. I wouldn't disagree with that, but it doesn't mean anything to me because I don't like either team and I don't go. And Battle Angel wishes me a happy birthday. Thank you, my dear. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let's see if people want to show up and have a chat with me. No, Rick, probably that will never happen. I'm too ugly to attract a woman. Remember the one rule of coming into the StreamYard, you have to cam up so I can see who you are. TikTok Chess Hall is here. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Trust this guy. I guess I can trust this guy, sort of. What's up, Slim?
Well, all I'm gonna say is the mini rant I'm fixing to go on. You brought upon yourself.
Oh, here we go. I did.
Yes, you brought it upon yourself.
But I didn't. I didn't go after Miami.
You didn't, but you're making me defend Florida State, which is even worse.
Why would you defend Florida State when you
Well,
I root for Miami every time they play Florida State? That's how much I hate Florida State.
I know, but I have to. You had to bring up the cowardly comment about not joining the SEC.
I see.
What about the cowardly actions the University of Florida taking Miami off of their schedule so somebody actually could legitimately claim to be the best team in the state?
I know that the reason Miami was taken off the schedule was because when the conference expanded and went to divisions, and expanded the conference schedule to 8 games, they had to sacrifice a non-conference team. Now, and this happened while I was at UF. So this is a long time ago. I personally didn't like the idea of dropping Miami out of the every year. I thought they should have dropped one of the cupcakes.
I mean, that sounds like
I don't make the decisions.
That sounds like a really good excuse, but is it also maybe just a little bit of a coincidence that all of a sudden Miami's beating the ever-loving shit out of Florida and we're like, oh, we're going to drop them off the schedule now?
I don't really know the answer to that, but I could see that the argument could be made for that. The reason it was given at the time was the SEC has expanded and has gone to 8 games in conference. We have to drop one non-con game, and they decided that it was the Miami game. Now, you could argue, and I would not be entirely disagreeable with the argument that it was somewhat of a cowardly act, but you could also say that they also considered dropping the Florida State game instead of the Miami game, and that got a lot more negative press than dropping the Miami game. So we had to drop one of them. So they made the decision to drop the Miami game.
Well, actually, no. At the time, because I've read news articles from the time, that they used the excuse of, all the quote unquote bad reputation Miami had.
I remember those. I remember those articles too. As a matter of fact, the Independent Florida Alligator, which is the on-campus newspaper, which was a shit bag, no matter how you slice it, they said the same thing basically. They said the same thing. Miami, the bad attitude, the bad boy image. We don't want any part of that. Gangster crap and all that. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, we're talking about shit that happened in the mid-80s.
I think also in 1987, as a matter of fact.
Okay, later.
I just find it funny that ever since 2007, the University of Florida has been crying about wanting that damn Seminole War canoe back. And Miami keeps telling them, restart the yearly series and you can win it again.
Well, I guess that's never going to happen then, because unfortunately, now we're going to expand to we're going to add 2 more teams to the SEC. Pardon me. That's going to make it even less likely that we're going to play Miami yearly again. I would love to play Miami yearly again for the exact reason you said at the start of this whole thing. We need we need, I think in this state, we absolutely need a true state of Florida champion. I think the state of Florida is that important to college football that we need a state of Florida champion. And we can't really have a true champion unless, if Miami beats Florida State and then we beat Florida State, then we both know that Florida State sucks. then we can sit there and argue, okay, who's better between Miami and Florida? I think we need Miami back on the schedule. I would love Miami to be back on the schedule every year. I really would. But now that the SEC is going to expand.
I was going to say, don't forget, there was also a trophy. If I'm not mistaken, they called it the Governor's Cup for who won both games.
Yeah. It's still, allegedly, it still exists. I don't know where it is, but, occasionally we do play Miami.
Well, I mean, they haven't. Yeah, and I think they do hand it out on those years.
Yeah, they do. Nate, why are you giggling?
I'm just listening to you too.
Well, I'm not saying that Slim is wrong. He's not wrong. Shit happened in the late 80s between surrounding the Miami, Florida game. For a good long time there it was every year. And then circumstances, came up in the SEC that forced Florida's hand. They had to drop some non-conference game to satisfy the SEC. They had a decision to make. I think they made the wrong decision by dropping the Miami game. There were reasons that the Florida Athletic Department gave for why they did it. I don't agree with some of those reasons, but I think maybe the word cowardly is a tad strong, but I can see the argument for it. So, but this is something that happened before you were born. Maybe, I think maybe before Slim was born.
Yeah, about a year before I was born.
Hey, Slim, how was the drive?
I was how old was I in '87? 22. Yeah, 22. So I've been a Florida fan for like 12 years by that point. So, it is what it is. I wish we could put Miami on the. I think we should play home and home seasons more than we're scheduled to. But
I would like that as a fan.
I would like that as a fan. I think the Florida Miami game always brings out. Look at the last game that Florida eked out by the skin of our ass. But two programs that have proud traditions, both of them sort of on the back foot, even at the beginning of the season. And I swear to you, that game brought out, for a while there, Felipe Franks actually looked like a decent quarterback until he started trying to give the game away. But it actually made players on both sides of the ball better than they were because of the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I also think, and it's one of the reasons the Miami Florida State game is as good as it is every year. Both of these teams are getting a huge amount of their talent from the state of Florida. So, these guys have grown up playing against each other or with each other.
And look at this. Ballard was sitting there in the background shooting a bird at me. Really? Jesus would not be happy, sir.
I did that to Auburn fans.
That's a good point. Both teams recruit in the state of Florida, and they do seem to recruit from rival schools. So if one guy goes to Miami, the rival ends up at Florida, and they keep the hate going.
Well, you have guys that went to school together that end up on opposite teams too.
Yeah, that's always fun. Caleb's here. Battle Angel's been pretty quiet so far today. I don't get Colby's here. Who else is in here that jumped in while I was talking? Traveling Fools is here. Good to see you, sir.
So, Slim, how's the drive? The Army or?
I mean, it was just another drive.
Well, I meant from Pigeon Forge.
Well, he's a professional driver. That probably was a nothing drive for
It
him.
was just.
Well, I meant like family safe drive. I meant like, yeah.
But Slim, how was the Slob Olympics for you? I haven't heard anything from you about your Slob Olympic experience. Yeah, fun. I mean,
well, my liver's still trying to recover.
Yeah,
well, that's your fault, sir. I mean, that's self-inflicted.
bro.
It is, but I'll take it.
You
Yeah.
had the same problem.
No,
with the first
actually, no.
one.
Yesterday was actually kind of crap. I'm guessing it's from being out in the cold or whatever. But I was running a little bit of a fever yesterday. But
Oh,
I'm medicated and I'm all good to go now.
that's good.
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Battle Angel. Caleb, we haven't heard from you about how your dad's doing in a long time. Last I heard, he was doing okay, still in recovery from his heart events. I hope he's doing all right. If anyone's concerned or gives a shit, my father is okay. Still in the process of trying to learn to walk again. Well, not learn to walk again, but starting to walk and get his strength back so he can get back on back to where it was December 1st.
That's good.
We are probably still looking at somewhere in April before that's accomplished. I mean, there's only so much you can do to push an 88-year-old man. Yep. Hang on, I got two more people back here. We got the pregnant cheerleader.
Uh-oh.
And we got
Hey,
the
Nate.
champ.
Hi, Friction.
Hey, Slim. Hey, Brett. Christian.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, Saleen.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you.
I hope it's going good.
It's going good. I got my birthday present already.
I was going to say, I saw that flashy watch. That's nice.
At the very least,
Friction.
hey, just be glad we don't have to see him in his birthday suit.
Big Dog
There you go.
Brett.
Well,
What's going on, Nate? How
I
you doing,
wouldn't
brother?
want to scare anybody.
What's up?
I want to say there's probably some mother-in-laws that are tuning in that might not mind.
I don't know. I need names, Friction. I need names. Send them my way.
Mayhem Matthews' mother-in-law. I don't know. I didn't catch her name, but I heard that, she could use some loving. And I think Jay Stripes was trying to give it to her.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
That's all right. Lou, when I was doing push-ups at the Slob Olympics, when I was showing, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Mayhem Matthew or X-Wing Sports that, no, I don't think it was X-Wing Sports. One of the guys asked me how you had to go down on a push-up and like how your butt and your back needed to be. So I got down on the ground. And oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember. So I was showing Nate then, and my skirt started blowing up.
As you do.
And Lou, I guess, noticed something about Nate, and he decided that when I did the push-ups that I needed to call Nate over and have him stand behind me so he can get a better view.
There you go, both. Traveling Fools, thank you for the birthday wishes, sir. I appreciate it. I got one question, Friction. What do you say, Brett?
No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Oh, I got one question for Friction. Did you do the push-ups with the pregnant belly, or did you take that off?
Yeah.
Yes. I did
And was
everything with
that-
a pregnant belly, which made everything so much harder, too.
Was that an Alabama pregnant cheerleader that you were?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
And
How come
I did that costume custom.
I thought that was funny as hell.
I thought it was too, honestly, even from a Bama fan.
I got to tell you, I've been watching as many Slob Olympic videos as I can, no matter who puts them out. I've been trying to watch them all.
Well, did you read my comment that I was going to be you?
Huh?
Did you hear that part, that I was going to be you?
A grumpy
No,
old
I
man.
didn't hear that part. No.
That was my original costume. I was going to go with SaleenDriver.
How were you going to accomplish that?
And it was the hubby's idea. He was like, let's get a short gray-haired wig, get you some fake mustache hair. We're going to put you in what did he say? A Ford Mustang jacket.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And a shirt that maybe said, I don't watch you. Or what the hell is going on in here?
What the hell's going on?
Or something that said, let's see.
And then just run around yelling at everybody to get off the grass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess
Let's
that's
go,
what,
Brandon.
I guess that's what Tiger Baskins was talking about when he said you'll be there in spirit.
Oh my God.
Maybe so. I don't know.
I don't know, but that would have been funny. I mean, it would mean that you never get laid again, but
Yeah.
Oh, but
I don't know. You think I'd have that hard of a time getting laid?
No, I don't think so. No, but if you look like me, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. He wouldn't have looked at me that weekend. He would have been like, yeah, just let's pretend we're just guy buddies.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
that would have been funny though.
I actually want to say something about the rival video what Luce made. It was good. It's great. But to be honest, like Lou in his personal big rival like South Carolina, not a big rival as a Michigan fan is Nebraska because I live in Nebraska. I get a lot of Husker hate to Michigan, so yeah. Those darn Huskers.
Well, and to the point of his video earlier, I see where he was coming from as far as the Alabama-Auburn game kind of seeming to be the one that really it doesn't matter if either teams are bad. A lot of people still watch it. Yeah, I think Texas or Oklahoma fans are really going to disagree with that because I kind of feel the same way about that game.
How about Nebraska, Oklahoma?
To me, that's an old rivalry that needs to come back.
I mean, it did, but
I think Nebraska Oklahoma needs to come back. That was always a well played, well hit game.
Yeah. And I always hear that it was always something serious about that rivalry. But there you go, Mike.
Whatever happened to like the Penn State and Pittsburgh game?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one that I think is back.
Well, whatever happened to Penn State Miami? Now, Penn State Miami was getting good.
Alabama, Penn State back in the day.
How about
the Alabama Penn State? That was also a good rivalry too.
Hell
How
yeah.
about the Notre Dame and Miami rivalry?
That's one I'd like to see come back.
Notre Dame, Miami.
And that's a point Saleen made earlier that I agreed with. I mean, if I could wave a magic wand and change something about college football, no Power 5 school. You're not scheduling any D2 schools anymore. The worst you're going to schedule is like a UCF, a non-Power 5. And I would only allow one, just one. That way, say how it is right now. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can. Well, first, Mrs. Cook, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Second, as far as it goes with not scheduling Power 5s, I think that's really a bit dangerous to venture into that realm because now you set a standard. So if you've got a standard where you can only play schools of a certain power, then you've got to say, okay, just because you're in the SEC, does that mean you're a good team? The answer to that's obviously no, because Vanderbilt's freaking terrible. But I'm just saying. And then you got teams like, let's just say Cincinnati, and you can say Power 5, whatever. But you got teams like Cincinnati that have proved that they're capable of coming up. Well, then you got teams that are independent. They're not in a Power 5 conference like Notre Dame that have made the college football playoff. So it's pretty difficult to say you can't schedule these other schools because you're not really giving them an opportunity to measure themselves against the powerhouse. For instance, if you've got a guy on, let's just say ULM, right? You got a quarterback on ULM or a running back on ULM, and he plays in that conference, the Atlantic, and he does really good against all those opponents. People are always going to say, well, yeah, he's in a crappy conference. So well, but and he would have run up 200 or 300 yards against Georgia, they would say, wow, this guy's really talented. So I think as much as there is a fact point, and yeah, it's probably not fair, quote unquote fair, to play these lesser schools because it's an automatic W. I think it's an opportunity for some of these lesser schools to really show off what they can do against the powerful schools.
I agree with you to a point. But I'm saying as far as, Alabama shouldn't be playing, a D2 school is basically as far as I'm going with it.
Okay.
I'll keep it all D1.
Well, in which I can understand where you're coming from. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I can see it's bad with both. But the thing that you also got to look at is that at some point, you've got to look at whatever conference, whether it's the Big Ten or the Pac-12 or the ACC, and go, wow, these conferences kind of suck right now. There's no really good teams here. How is it fair that they don't have to play any D2 schools that can potentially upset them? I'm just, I'm looking at the good and bad versus where if you're an SEC team and you play, there's 10 teams in your conference that are in top 10 every year. That's a much tougher schedule on average. So, do you say, well, because we play tougher teams all the time, that we should be able to play some of these lesser teams? You see what I mean?
Well, how many, just in the past 10 years, how many D2 schools have upset even a Power 5 team?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Guys, real quick, I got to go outside and check something on my daughter's car. You guys keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, what the hell's going on out there, Saleen?
I don't know.
Just more work that he has to do on his birthday.
Right. Well,
you might have had what, 2, maybe 3? Like I know Florida lost to Georgia Southern before they moved up to D1. Everybody talks about the Appalachian State Michigan game, but then that was before Appalachian State moved up to D1.
Didn't Liberty just
trolls, Chess Hall still trolls me over the ULM Bama game in 2007.
Right? Didn't Georgia Southern upset Tennessee not that long ago?
Georgia
but they're D1 now.
Yeah, they're D1 now. But
Georgia State and BYU got them.
Oh.
Yeah. My point is that, yeah, I understand that we want everybody to play quality opponents. But the problem is that bar is going to move so much. It's going to be really hard to tell.
I'm not even talking about from
I'm
not even talking about a perspective of playing better opponents. I'm talking from the perspective as a college football fan. I don't want to see Alabama beat up on some cupcake for 3 out of their 4 non-conference games. I want to see them go up against better competition.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually been talks about that, and Alabama has reached out to some of those schools, and some of them won't play Alabama.
Well, and I get that, and I'm just using them as an example.
Yeah, and the flip side of that coin, let's just say Miami. We'll say Miami then. So Miami reaches out to play, I don't know, we'll just say ULM, right? So they reach out to play ULM. What's in it for Miami? Maybe an easy W, maybe. But what's the downside? The downside is they got to pay this school a lot of money. The downside is that they lose this game, it is going to hurt them substantially. So the question is why would you play them? All right, so if we go back to last year, Georgia played Clemson, cross-division rivalry, whatever you want to call it. Georgia plays Clemson as the opening game. Everybody's excited about that game, and it ends up being a what in the world happened here? 10-3 win. Oh, those teams are really good. Well, in actuality, if Georgia would have played a lesser opponent, if we would have played, I don't know, SMU or whatever. Not SMU. SMU wasn't that bad last year, but you get my point. and then that game ends up being 10-3. That makes Georgia look terrible. And so that's one of the reasons why these more powerful schools aren't going to play these more powerful opponents. If you're playing a lesser opponent, you're rolling the dice. So if you're going to play, a lesser opponent, I would play bottom of barrel if I could.
Yeah,
I can't.
I mean, me personally, if I could make Miami's schedule, and this is coming from the perspective of a college football fan, I think more people would get behind Miami having Florida and Notre Dame back on their schedule every year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would love for all of Georgia's non-con games to be reputable opponents. I would love for Georgia to play the Texas,
like an all-power 5.
Yeah, like I would love for that to happen, but
yeah,
if you're wanting a national championship, you want to take the easiest road there. I mean, that's what you want. That's what everybody wants.
Right.
Nobody wants to play Alabama or an Alabama caliber team 12 weeks in a row. Nobody wants that. Not if you're trying to win a national championship.
Well, even running through an SEC, even running through an SEC schedule, you're not playing an Alabama caliber team every week because at very best,
that's not what I'm saying.
This is years like this past year. At very best, you have 2 elite teams in the SEC, and the rest of them are mediocre.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's fair, but I will say that if you've got to pick, right? So you've got to play. If you're in the SEC, more likely than not that whichever team you're playing in the SEC championship game is probably a college football playoff contender, right?
Like right out the
So
gate.
that being the case, you're probably going to play at least 2 really good teams before you go to the college football playoff. Now, if you're telling me that I can, in that same year, I can schedule a traditional Oklahoma, a traditional Ohio State, a traditional Clemson as all of my non-con games, would I take it? No, I wouldn't take that.
Right.
There's no way I would take that.
I remember a couple of years ago.
Well, and I get the point you're trying to make, but I look at it like that, like what me and Saleen were talking about earlier. Why Florida took Miami off the schedule before the late 70s. Miami was a punching bag. What got them good, or a part at least of what got them good and made them one of the elite teams in college football, was playing these other elite teams. From 83 to 89, Miami played the number 1 team in the country 6 times and beat them all 6.
Yeah.
You're only going to get better by playing these better teams.
That was the only time I ever seen like Miami gear, like people that weren't living in Miami or hadn't been a fan for years. Like you saw people just randomly wearing Miami gear. That happened back then because they were really good back then. But
And now they suck.
Yeah.
Just for the record, Tennessee sucks. At least we're stuck in mediocrity.
I don't represent Tennessee. I don't support. I mean, my.
Hey, that's your all-powerful SEC conference is a terrible Tennessee team. So.
Well,
What is it the great Uncle Lou once said, I mean, Tennessee's just a dead program.
Well, C-Dog actually brings up a good point. He says, I wish that made Georgia Tech better.
Keep going, guys. I'll be right back.
Nothing's going to make Georgia Tech better.
Right. So changing the program entirely.
Yeah.
So Georgia Tech has been in the ACC conference and has played the national championship Clemson winner. How many times during years when they've won it or went to the playoff? Several. And that program has not improved a stitch. So they've changed coaches, they've changed schematic, they've changed tactics, they've changed everything except the logo on the helmet, and they just can't improve. So I don't know what to tell them.
The year that Clemson blew Bama out and everyone said Clemson shouldn't be in. Clemson plays in the ACC and how weak it is. Let me remind you that Alabama, as dominant as they were against teams, and they shut out LSU and Death Valley, a very undefeated, hyped-up game. But they also played like we had teams like freaking Colorado State and Fresno State on the schedule. But does that mean their competition's not good? I mean, yes, but that doesn't make them a bad team.
Well,
Nick Saban even had a rant saying, like, we're trying to get the best teams possible that want. Basically, nobody wants to go play the bigger teams. They don't want to step up and face the competition. Is that our fault? No.
It really comes out to this. I mean, as college football fans, we want to see an epic game played every week. Right. It's boring when I'm watching Georgia kick Appalachian State's teeth in. It just is. However, if you are in the hunt to be a national championship team, you want to take every win you can as best as you can. And if that means schedule lesser opponents, fine. Georgia in recent years has tried to schedule cross-division rivals to play. One of them being Clemson. Next year we're playing Oregon. We did a home and away with Notre Dame. So can you schedule them? Yes. But should you schedule every game like that? Probably not. Not if you want to win a national championship.
And my point isn't to leave it in the school's hands to do it. My point is for the NCAA to make a rule change and force their hand.
Well, okay, so let's be fair about that. Who becomes the judge of what is a quality team to go from D1 to D2 at that point? It's the NCAAs, right?
I mean, they've got a distinction between D1 and D2.
So now because of that, the NCAA can wield a dramatic amount of power over these schools, because a lot of these lesser schools take huge payouts to play these games. So now you take all of that revenue away from all of those schools. You take all of that opportunity away from all of those schools. And I get the idea, but I don't see how that would work.
Well, see, I look at that as that school's problem to figure out, not me as a fan.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's be fair. There's a lot of schools out there right now that are, I won't say struggling to stay open, but a lot of them have closed their athletic departments because of lack of funding. Because those programs just don't bring in money. And if you don't bring in money, it's kind of hard to keep the doors open to play basketball or play football or baseball or any of that stuff.
Well, how much of it is the school not bringing in money? Because everybody talks about Miami being a broke program. They're not broke. They just refuse to spend the money up until now.
Yeah, but that's also a Power 5 school. When you're talking about a D1 regional or D2 regional school, at Columbia Southwest, and you can pick the state. You say, okay, this program here, it does a pretty good job of providing college education to this area here, because they are able to play D1 schools and they are able to play Power 5 schools. They get a bump of revenue every other year, every couple years. Some of these kids do go on to make, transfer to these bigger schools because of it. They make contacts. It keeps this program open and running. Now, is that the school's problem? Yes, that's the school's problem. But I don't think you should just close the doors on that just because we want to see better competition in college football. If you want to see better competition in college football, focus on getting the Power 5 teams better and then take those guys as you can.
Well, and that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, or that's the problem involved, is making those Power 5 teams better. Like I said, you can still schedule your UCF or whoever. I would just, if Miami's going to have one cupcake on their schedule, I'd rather it be an in-state school. But I mean, even to the point you tried to make earlier of how, these teams can every once in a while put together a team that can compete against the big boys. They're very few and far in between, and it's only every once in a while. Cincinnati's probably going to fall off the map because they were loaded with seniors.
I think that right now in college football, we're at, I won't say a crossroads, but we're certainly at a point where there are a lot more D1 schools that are capable of competing in the same tier as some of the Power 5 schools that are bad. I just think there's a lot more D1 schools out there now. So, I mean, what are we? Where do we draw the line? And I think that because it's impossible to draw that line because you got to have a measuring stick. For instance, I'm very much against changing the way Georgia, the way Alabama, the way LSU, the way Florida have their schedule because I want us to be able to have that cross-division measuring stick. Like if Georgia goes outside of the conference and they play an Oregon or they play a Clemson, that's a cross-division measuring stick. And they, as much as people say we can't, the transitive property does apply at some point to some level. And if you don't ever have that play, you don't really know who's the best. You can say you do, but you don't. For instance,
But see,
if the D1
that's
schools
exactly
only
what
play
I'm trying to
D1
increase, though.
by siloing the division.
No. What I'm saying is, and I'll use Miami as an example. Like I said a minute ago, I would re-add Notre Dame and Florida to the schedule every year. Then you have another non-con against, and for me, it'd be preferable to be another Power 5, and then you can have one non-con against a non-Power 5.
All right, cool. Well, we got a second of y'all not going back and forth. I got to get going. I think my mom is out of surgery and in her room, so I got to go check on her. Thank you guys for keeping me, entertained. It's good seeing you guys. And happy birthday again, Saleen. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks
right.
for coming.
And I got some more talking to you, but I'll hit you up on Facebook about those pies.
Pies?
Yeah, she's gonna mail it to you.
57 must be hitting you hard because your memory is going. Yeah, I said that I was going to figure out after the Slob Olympics and everything was going on, and my mom had her hip surgery today, that once everything kind of settled down, that I was going to figure out how I can pack you up some sweet potato pies for your dad.
Okay.
I think
I missed that because I had to go outside and deal with my kid's car.
Oh, no. This was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think I found a dry ice distributor, and so I'm going to look into how I can send them in dry ice.
Okay.
Go to your local Nexair store. You can get dry ice from them as much as you want.
A what store?
Nexair. Nexair.
Okay. All right.
I deal with them all the time. They have dry ice.
Cool. All right. I didn't know if you had to have like a special, like, I don't know, license or something to pick that up.
No.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thanks. All right. Happy birthday, Saleen. Take care, y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Ms. Cook, thank you for the super chat. She says, happy 65th birthday to me. My 65th birthday will be in another 8 years, but thank you anyway. And let's see. Whoop. Wait a minute. Welgie, thank you for the super chat. Who won the Slob Olympics? That would be Golden Blue Dude.
Oh.
And where did Big Dog Brett go?
He must have. He was chopping up there for a minute. He might have lost service.
Hey, Saleen, how you doing today, sir?
Well, pretty good, but you're in an environment that's pretty noisy.
Happy 21st birthday to you, and welcome to Club 21, sir.
Oh, thank you. I see
Michael.
Captain Trips jumped in here while I was out dealing with my kid's car.
Mr. Ho, you have a crap load of background noise, sir. Wow.
Come on, Ho. You can't do that. P Digits is here. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, Mike, if you can't get to a quieter place, I'm going to have to take you off. Yeah, my kid came home with a tire pressure light on her dash, and her left rear tire's got a nail in it. So I got to take it off tomorrow and bring it to a tire store that I got it from. And luckily, that's why I have a road hazard warranty on that car. So
No, I think where me and Brett were having a snafu with that. Basically, the point I was trying to make with it is, I would give Power 5 teams, like, say, one group of 5 team that they can play. The rest of them need to be Power 5.
you mean the non-conference stuff?
Right, just in non-conference stuff.
No, I think I can agree with that. Yeah. I don't know if we get any support from it, because you know how much these Power 5 teams love their cupcakes.
Well, I know. Well, I also know I'm in the minority that I think the playoff system is, in general, been pretty shitty for college football. I think the BCS system was a better system based off of the results so far.
Yeah. I mean, I like the college football playoff as a fan, but I agree with Slim, what he said about the BCS.
I think the college football playoff system could have been made better from the very beginning if it wasn't limited to 4 teams. I mean,
Yeah.
that never made sense to me anyway. You have a Power 5 conferences.
Mhm.
So one conference is always going to be left out. At least some years it's been 2 conferences left out.
Yeah.
I was always of the opinion that if you're going to do the playoffs, it should be all 5 conference winners get automatic bids. The 6th team should be the highest ranked group of 5 team,
Yeah.
and then you have playoffs from there. First 2 teams get in terms of ranking, get buys.
Mm-hmm.
3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Then 1 plays the winner of 3-6, and 2 plays winner of 4-5. Go from there.
Yeah, but I mean, from what we've seen so far, do you actually think they would have even put in the highest ranked group of 5 team? No. Look at 2017 as an example. They wouldn't have put in a group of 5 team. They would have put in Alabama like they did anyway.
Yeah, Mrs. Cook, I don't eat Golden Corral. My doctor has put me on a strict food only diet. Thank you very much. Jerry Walls is here. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you.
You're liable to get hepatitis from Golden Corral too.
You get hepatitis from Golden Corral's customers, never mind the food. I haven't eaten a Golden Corral for so long. I forgot where one is.
And this may be unfair to blame on the playoff system, but because it didn't happen until we have the playoffs, I'm blaming it on them. You didn't have opt-outs until we had a playoff system either, because they made it, the playoff system unfortunately made it to where bowl games just don't matter anymore unless it's a playoff.
Yeah, I agree with that. I hate the opt-out system. I made a video on that, and I'll just reiterate in summary what I said. If you quit before the bowl game, before the real end of the season, unless you can prove a legitimate injury, you should be required to give your entire scholarship for that year back. You have to pay the university back for that year's scholarship.
I've said it on somebody.
At least the tuition.
I've said it on somebody's show. I don't remember who it was. All you really need is one athletic director in the country to be that asshole and just come out and say breach a contract to one player. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
And they can't legally make them play in the game. No, you're absolutely right. Fine. You got a week to be out of your dorm, and like you just said, you owe us tuition for the year because you didn't live up to the terms of the contract.
I agree. You signed a letter, you did sign a contract. You signed a letter of intent or whatever to play. You were awarded a full scholarship to play for the University of whatever. And that means all games, including the bowl game. And you know what? If you have to rewrite the letter, the scholarship to say that you have to play all games, including the bowl game, in order to make it ironclad, then do it. But if you fuck off and say, I'm not going to play the bowl game because it doesn't mean anything, and quit on your team, okay, you have the right to quit on your team. But guess what? That's breach of contract. You owe the university X number of dollars for your tuition.
Yeah. And actually, they don't have to. Scholarships have stood up in a court of law before as a legally binding contract.
Yeah.
And like I said, you got a week to be out of your dorm room. You're not using our facilities to get ready for the pros. You're not using our facilities for pro day. Kick rocks.
Yep.
We started a buffet discussion in the comments section.
Hey, that breakfast buffet they had.
That was awesome.
That was pretty good. I'm not a big one on buffets, but that was pretty good.
Was that the hotel or somewhere else?
Well, they don't have breakfast at the hotel, but you get a voucher for a pancake place literally right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And like for a
That
$5 upgrade, for like a $5 upgrade, you get their breakfast buffet, and it was pretty good.
I'm not a big breakfast person myself, but I've been known to bury a bowl or two of grits in my time.
They had grits, pancakes, French toast, bacon, sausage, ham, a fruit bar to go with it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I actually ate a lot of eggs and stuff.
Mike Hogue is right. Scholarships are good for 1 year, but hey, they made a contract with the school to play, and they play for your school, and in return, the school pays for their education. That's a contract.
Well, and whether people like it or not, they actually are getting paid because you get like a $2,500 a month stipend from the NCAA. So you are getting paid as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the education is, they say these guys, they always complain, oh, we're doing all this for free. We're making millions for the university and we're doing it all for free. I say, you know what? Bullshit, my friend. You're getting food, you're getting lodging, you're getting medical care, and you're getting an education that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. So don't give me this, I'm not getting paid. Okay, yeah, you're not getting greenbacks or anything like that, but you know what? You're getting paid on the barter system. You're providing your labor by running around on the field playing a kid's game, and then whether that be football, tennis, lacrosse, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever, and you're providing a service to the university, and the university is providing a service to you. They're feeding you, they're lodging you, they're treating you when you're sick or injured, and they're educating you. In some cases, despite the fact that you could give a shit about the education you're getting.
Yeah.
And having listened to some of these former college athletes and how they talk or can't talk, I can guarantee you some of them didn't give a shit about their education.
Well, and that's not even getting into what the degree from, say, Duke, Vanderbilt, Miami cost, because all those are private schools, and their tuition is double that of a normal university.
Or even more.
Or more, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, University of Miami is not a cheap school to attend,
No.
by the way.
Either is Michigan.
You got to try and find someplace to live in Miami that, you won't get shot at every day. Wait a minute. That's not possible. Never mind.
Nah, Miami ain't that bad. I would say USC and UCLA got a little worse than Miami as far as getting shot at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. Oh, wait a minute. Hoagie's got a question. It is legit. Well, they're still getting a partial scholarship. That means they are getting something from the university, sir. And if they decide to fuck off and not finish the season, well, they can pay that partial scholarship back. It's like a student loan. I mean, you don't just graduate and leave and not pay back your student loan. You don't just quit on your team, break your contract, and say, "Yeah, I guess you do now under the current system." But I think the current system needs to be changed. You need to be held responsible for not fulfilling your end of the contract.
To me, that argument right there is no different than the people that don't want to pay back their student loans for a useless fucking degree they got. That's your fault. You got a useless degree that you can't do anything with.
Exactly. Why don't you, degree, when you go after a degree, now your passion may be ancient African pottery art.
Yeah.
Or, gender studies among the pygmies of South America or whatever. That may be your passion. That may be what you want to learn the most about and everything. But if you don't have a marketable fucking skill, bitch, please.
Well, I mean, not
pay for it on your own dime or pay your damn loans back.
Not to delve off into a problem of greater society, but the problem is that I know for the better part of the last 40 odd years, people have told kids, well, you can be whatever you want, and you absolutely can, but that doesn't mean any people are going to pay anything for what you want.
Hang on. Where'd that go? Yes, it is fair. Partial scholarship may be just for books and food, but they got books and food from the university. They were paid in goods and services, books, goods, services being fed. And in exchange for that, they agreed to play a sport for a season for the university. If they don't complete the contract, they're in breach of contract. They should be made to pay the university back, especially, and I don't put too fine a point on this because I don't think you can, especially a public university where it's my tax dollars supporting that university.
Well, and let's
taxpayer, damn it, I want my tax dollars to be spent in the most efficient manner possible.
Well, and let's be honest. We all know we're specifically talking about football. We all know how college football programs run today. Ain't none of these players going hungry. Stop it.
Good morning.
They all have nutrition programs, and they're probably on 3,000 plus calorie a day diets.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any of them. Doesn't look like any of them are starving to death. That's for damn sure.
Well, the only one you might throw an argument out for is that that last quarterback Florida State had, James Blackman. He needed a couple sandwiches.
Yeah, he needed a couple sandwiches and a whole bunch of Three Musketeers bars.
Okay.
That boy needed to gain some weight.
Yeah, he did. Miami had one of those a few years ago. God, what was his name? Corey Harris. He was a little bit bigger than Blackman, but not much.
That's true. I just really hate this quitting. I'm not going to call it opt out anymore. I'm with other people that have been on this opinion before me. It's not opting out. It's not anything like that. It's quitting.
You're right.
You don't have a legit injury.
Yeah.
and
you cannot legitimately play. You are able-bodied and able to play, you quit.
And props to Matt Corral for playing in the game and stating that he thought it was crazy not to. He even said after the game, even after he got hurt, I'd play again.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Hoagie, I understand. You're not getting me mad, sir. I'm I'm passionate
No,
about this.
We're just having a discussion. I mean, you could
I mean,
disagree with me, fine. It
This
doesn't hurt
hit
my feelings.
Florida. I mean, in 2020, this hit Florida bad in the bowl game where they got routed by an arguably inferior Oklahoma team. If Florida had been at full strength on the offense, it didn't matter that the defense was worthless. It was. If they had been full strength on offense, they had a better than average chance of winning that game. But there were players that opted out. Hell, there were players that quit halfway through the game. I'm looking at you, Kyle Trask.
Yeah, I'm about to say, didn't he quit at like halftime?
Yeah, he quit after. I mean, that just, I had all the respect in the world for Kyle Trask, and that just killed it for me. I mean, I hope he does well in his future endeavors, but his legacy at UF, in my opinion, is stained because of that bullshit. And it's a damn shame that the entirety of the Florida offense had to be put into that decision-making mode because of Grantham and a defense that couldn't get out of its own way. But that's a whole nother subject. No. But, quitting halfway through a game, that's just another level of suck.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make up an excuse for that one.
Let's see. I respond to this one. I just sent you an AARP application packet in the mail. I'm not going to join AARP when it's time to do that, Ms. Cook. I'm going to join AMAC, which is the conservative alternative to AARP. AARP holds points of view that I find to be reprehensible. So I won't be joining AARP. So thank you, but no thank you. I appreciate that. And that's what Mike Hogue had to say. But it's okay for Olympic sport athletes to opt out than the other athletes. Don't know what he's talking about there.
I think Simone Biles should have been thrown under a bus for what she did, because I think that's even worse. Simone
Biles not only she quit on her country.
But I'm not even talking about that. If you're going to be like that, you took the place of somebody else that really wanted to be there, and these people only get an opportunity once every 4 years. So by the time you're in your late 20s at most, you're basically aged out of making it to the Olympics.
Hang on a minute. We're going to make K-Dog go sit in the corner for that one.
What'd Kevin do? Yeesh.
Hashtag bring back Grantham? No.
Oh, now that's fun. You can't handle a little trolling. Come on, sir.
Well, I'm trolling him back.
Well, technically, he's right, because they have Grantham on staff now.
Okay, well, let's see. Uncle Lou, what is this former UGA player who murdered that guy yet? What is he talking about? Or is he trolling against Hernandez again?
I think it's cold.
I mean, Hernandez did what he did when he was a Patriot, not a Gator. So I got nothing to say about it. Man's dead anyway, so what do I care?
Well, let's be honest. He was on a team full of saints, don't you know?
Yes, he was. Jesse wants an NIL deal for the Slav Olympians. I think that's a good idea.
I think it is, too.
And that's what got K-Dog go sit in the corner for a few minutes. We're not tolerating that here on this stream, sir. We're not doing that. What is it? Curling has no age limit. What? Curling? I think that's the first time I've had a curling reference on my channel. Now, yeah, but for me personally, what Simone Biles did, for me, that's throwing your country under the bus for no damn good reason. I mean, no good reason, period. End of, she threw a little hissy fit and quit on her team and quit on her country. For that, she should have no medal and no endorsement deals. And I'll tell you up front right now, whatever product she does end up endorsing, I'm not buying it.
She's
I don't
too
think she has an
overrated.
endorsement deal, unless I'm wrong, right? I don't know of any. So I would buy it.
Ooh.
But that's just me. And I lost Slim. Got to get him back.
Oh, dang.
No, I'm back. For some reason, there is a dead spot in the middle of Memphis. Go figure.
Oh, wait a minute. This is what Lou's talking about. Akil? Is that how you pronounce it? Akil Crumpton arrested for murder today. Wide receiver at Georgia.
Oh, shit.
Well, there was.
I didn't hear about that, Lou. I didn't hear about that at all.
They arrested Rashawn Jenkins, a Miami cornerback, for killing one of his own teammates, Brian Pata, when he got killed in 2006.
Well, what? That's not cool.
Well, I mean, the key to that statement, though, that Lou made was he's a former player.
Well, I know, but teammates, though, that's a whole different story.
Well, I mean, he's out of the program, so it shouldn't reflect badly on the program that he killed somebody or allegedly killed somebody. That's on him. It's not on.
Well, but see, you hear about it regardless. I keep hearing about Ray Lewis to this day, and he was almost 10 years out of the Miami program when that accusation came up.
Yeah, I never associated Ray Lewis with the Miami program. And he had a trial, and he was found not guilty.
It's just the way it works.
Well, I mean, he had a trial. He had his day in court. He was found not guilty. As far as I'm concerned, case closed. He's not a murderer. He was accused of murder. He had a trial. He was found not guilty. Move on. He's not a murderer. He's a badass football player is what he is, or used to be.
That he was. No doubts there.
But, hey, I can think of another badass football player named Michael Strahan, who's now a Puscator, but I hope that doesn't happen to
Micah Irwin. I don't know.
Yeah, this may be a little personal, but I don't care. You would think with all the money that Michael Strahan has made, he'd get that goddamn gap in his teeth fixed.
You would think, but I don't know. Maybe he's like Freddie Mercury. He's afraid that if he gets his teeth fixed, that something will change and he won't be marketable anymore. I heard that's why Freddie Mercury kept that overbite for all those years until he died. He was afraid that if he got it corrected, it would change his voice.
Possibility.
I don't know. That's
I'm a fan of his music. Whatever.
That's only what I read. OJ trial. No, we're not talking about the OJ trial.
Yeah, I'm about to say USC doesn't catch any flack for OJ. What's up with that shit?
Oh. Now USC rightfully catches flack for that other running back whose name escapes me at the moment.
Talking about Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I mean, he was pulling shenanigans while he was at USC, and USC
not really.
Well,
that was more. Well, no, I think Pete Carroll broke rules. I think that's why Pete Carroll got the hell out of Dodge.
But Pete Carroll was the head coach of USC at the time, so right or wrong, Pete Carroll was the face of that program at the time.
Well, then why are you giving Reggie Bush flack over it if Pete Carroll's the face of the program? I mean, Urban Meyer catches a whole lot more flack for Florida than any of the players do, and rightfully so.
Yeah, but Reggie Bush was the, what is the word I'm looking for? The beneficiary of that largesse. So, I mean, Reggie Bush really doesn't deserve to be crucified for the rest of his life. And I don't think he will be, but give back the
All I
Heisman,
know
which I
is-
think he did.
All I know is if I was Reggie Bush, they'd have come knocking on my door for the Heisman. I'd have told them kick rocks. Come take it if you think you're bad enough.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Where is that quote? No, that's not it. Here it is. Really? K-Dog must really want to push buttons today or something. No, I don't want Mike White back. You know what? Okay, I amend that. I do want Mike White back for 5 minutes so that I can watch with satisfaction as he's fucking fired. He quit instead of giving Gator Nation the satisfaction of having him kicked off the campus. He just up and quit. And now he's Georgia's problem. So to me, the Mike White thing, like I said on yesterday's video, to me, the Mike White thing is a double win for Florida. We got rid of a stiff head coach who's worthless, and we sent him to a rival so they could get even worse than they already are. So go Gators.
What rival?
Georgia.
Oh, Dan Mullen's
Now, here's an honest question. No, Mike White is.
Mike White's a basketball coach.
Okay. I was like, what?
Now, here's an honest question, Saleen. Knowing the type of person he is, how he runs a program, would you take Urban Meyer back to get the University of Florida out of the football funk that they're in?
No.
Okay.
I don't trust
Just
him
honest
anymore.
question.
I don't trust him anymore. I don't trust that he would stay and fulfill his contract. I think the minute.
Yeah, but you're going to get a national title out of him.
No, I don't. I don't know that I'm going to get a national title out of him. I think, okay. Urban Meyer came up with a scheme in the mid 2000s that nobody really could defend against well. And rode that scheme for several years until defenses caught up to him. And now the defenses are built around to stop spread offenses. And Urban Meyer hasn't come up with a different kind of offense that I know of.
Well, I mean, he did come up with something different in Ohio State and win another national title.
Yeah, but with whose players?
Those were all his.
No.
Yeah,
they weren't.
because Jim Tressel had been gone, and they had another coach in between Tressel and Urban Meyer.
Right. So it was the other coach's players. I mean, but no. Okay, good on Urban Meyer for winning a natty at Ohio State as well as at Florida. I mean, can't take that away from him. He's a fantastic coach. But I think his scheme has been well documented by this time. B, he's proven to be unreliable and unbelievable at Florida and at Ohio State. So what you know the old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Well, in Urban Meyer's case, when the going get tough, Urban Meyer gets going, like out of the fucking program.
We were just talking. Pete Carroll did the same thing. He knew the NCAA was coming, and he skedaddled for Seattle.
Yeah. So you think anyone in college football would trust him?
Yes, I think there's a number of college football programs that would hire Pete Carroll tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think there's a number of college football programs that would hire Urban Meyer in a heartbeat. But
I mean, given all his problems.
The question you asked me was, would I want Urban Meyer back at Florida? The answer is a dead no. Because he's not trustworthy. He fucked Florida. He fucked Ohio State. And guess what? He had the opportunity to rehabilitate his image in Florida and in Jacksonville, and he fucked Jacksonville. This guy fucks up wherever he goes. He screws over everyone he deals with, and I think that's worthy of serious consideration if you're going to hire him as your coach, and I don't want him back.
Where was he at before Florida?
Utah.
Where they had, didn't Utah have some problems out of him too?
I think they might have been minor problems, nothing like
Okay.
what. And I don't think he had any problems with Bowling Green.
No, I don't think so.
But no, I don't know if I speak for the majority or the minority of Gator fans out there. I speak for myself, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Florida fans would agree with me. We don't want Urban Meyer back. You know, I just don't think there's an old. You may remember the little phrase from the movie The Girl Next Door. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yeah.
Well, this juice isn't worth the squeeze. TikTok Chess Hall's back. Good to see you again, sir.
Because I made that exact argument about Urban Meyer before Mario hired Cristobal. Because you had some talk among the fan base that, you know, they would have taken Urban Meyer. This was when Jacksonville had already gotten rid of him. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I get where they're coming from. You're probably going to get a national title out of Urban, but do you want the problems that come with Urban Meyer?
Yeah. And Hoagie brings up a good point. Is Urban Meyer persona non grata for coaching in college football? I think in the short term, he is. I think his image, you know, that whole thing with the lap dancing and what was going on at Jacksonville, combined with the bullshit that was going on at Ohio State and the lingering bad taste in everyone's mouth from the Florida thing, I think short term he's probably used up his welcome. Give him, I'd say, if he was really seriously thinking about getting back into the college game and he wanted to do it at the D1 level, give him about 3 to 5 years out of the game for everyone to kind of cool off and forget, or coach a 1AA or a D2 school immediately and rehabilitate your image that way.
Yeah, because Hugh Freeze got a job. So, I mean, and I mean, for all the, I know it's not comparing apples to apples, but for all the shenanigans he's pulled, I'd be willing to bet Antonio Brown lands somewhere. I mean, there's going to be somebody that if they know you're good, they're going to talk themselves into it.
Chess, I'm sure that if you had wanted to go to the Slob Olympics, you probably would have been welcomed. I mean, I don't know that for a fact.
We had no problems.
I didn't go, and I don't know what everyone else's attitude is towards you and the Slob Olympics and in general. I got no problem with Chess Hall.
Dude, I've actually told Chess the exact same thing I told Carter, because both of them said they weren't going to go. And I was like, if there's somebody there that you have a problem with, don't hang out with them and hang out with the people that you do want to hang out with.
Who else besides Chess?
Carter.
Okay, I was surprised Carter didn't go. What's up, Vic?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's going on here?
So I am feeling a little sick today. I have some cold-like symptoms.
Oh.
I
Yes.
did yesterday too, Vic.
Yes, and I did, and an at-home test, and it was positive. So then I went to the doctor, and they gave me another rapid test, and it was negative. And now they're gonna do the PRC test. So I'll be getting that back.
Well, let's hope you don't have the. I hope you don't have the Wu flu, but if you do, make sure you tell folks, because everyone in the Slob Olympics needs to be tested.
Right. Yeah.
So that might be Vic. I don't know. Just a suggestion from me.
Yeah.
You might want to make a video and put that on your channel about that.
Right. Okay.
So that people watch that, because a lot of people that were at the Slob Olympics may not be here, but they're probably subscribed to your channel. So you might want to give them a heads up that.
Right. Yes. Hey, I don't know if anyone else got it too, but.
Yeah. I hope you don't have it, Vic. I really do, because quite frankly, you have some comorbidities. So
yes,
well, I'm having
mild symptoms. So
Well, I hope Omicron is the mild version of this. So hopefully, if you do have it, it's the Omicron variant. You can just get over it real quick.
What?
Saleen.
What's up?
yes.
What's
So
up,
anyway,
Meredith?
yeah. So Celine, I know you may have already talked about this, but can you go over briefly about why you wanted Mike White gone from Florida?
Well, he's not a good coach. He's not a very good recruiter. I sense a theme here, but coaches who aren't good recruiters. He's not a very good recruiter. He's also said to be not very involved in campus life. I mean, he coaches and he deals with his family, but when it comes to dealing with, things that the university wants for him to do to promote the program, he's unwilling to do it, and he's not very good at it.
Right.
He's also not very good at being flexible with respect to in-game decision making and changing the program. And also his style of play is very defensive oriented and very plodding. Not very exciting ball here.
Right. Yeah. And happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I do think that he's probably a better coach than Tom Crean, though. I mean, at least Mike White can make it to the tournament. So
hang on a minute. Hang on. Shut up, K-Dog.
I mean, at least Mike White can make it to the big dance. So.
Yeah, well, I think Mike White for Georgia is an upgrade. Obviously, I think that's true. But then again, I mean, that's like saying that you're the best hockey player in Ecuador.
Gretzky.
Millis, you can actually talk if you want to.
Well, I didn't want to talk over nobody. I don't like to interrupt.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, we don't know who UF is going to have as the next basketball coach right now for the NIT. They've got the assistant coach is going to take over the program for now. Nate, Millis just said hi to you.
Hey, Millis.
Hey, y'all. I'm back at work. I've got to head over to the tattoo shop, so I got to hop off here.
All right. Hey, Slim, I always appreciate when you jump on my stream and show support. I'm very appreciative, sir.
Yes, sir. Not a problem. And happy birthday, and I will talk with you guys later.
Okay. We'll see you.
Hey, Vic, too.
Yeah, so first of all, I have a comment from Michael Hogue that I want to reply to. Yeah, so
and I'll highlight it here. Is it this one?
Yeah, he said that Tom Crean made the tournament when he was at Indiana and Marquette. Right? Yeah, I know, but we're not talking about what he did at Indiana and Marquette. We're talking about what he did at Georgia. So
and Indiana and Marquette can recruit at a higher level than Georgia.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, let's face it, Georgia is not known as a basketball school. When they do recruit, it's usually getting the slim pickings of what's left. And I mean, let's also argue that Georgia Tech in basketball recruits at a higher level than Georgia.
Yeah.
So thank you, Millis. I appreciate it. So, I mean, Georgia is getting the leftovers in the state of Georgia after Georgia Tech gets done with them. So Mike White's going to have to recruit against Georgia Tech, which I know all you Georgia fans think that's ass backwards, but we're talking about basketball. We're not talking about football.
Yeah, speaking of basketball, have anyone of you fill out your brackets yet?
No. I am an old man, Villas. I am 57 years old today.
Damn.
And I will show everyone my birthday present from my parents.
Awesome. Oh, cool. Cool. It's a watch.
So Omega Speedmaster Planet Ocean America's Cup Commemorative Edition.
Cool.
Full kit. Beautiful watch.
I wish I had a watch, actually.
Oh, well, we'll see what we can do for you there, Nate.
Huh?
We'll see what we can. I'll see if I can help you out with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need like a Apple Watch, which
Apple watches are not watches. Oh, thank you, Miller.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. SEC Dog says, what upsets me is we can't hire a guy to get 5 players to play basketball in the state. Well, maybe Mike White is your answer.
Yeah.
Maybe. He can't recruit worth shit for Florida. Maybe he can recruit better for Georgia. I mean, let's put it this way. Georgia had, what, a 6-win season in basketball this year?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Georgia basketball has nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, they're basically Vandy in basketball.
Right. Vandy in basketball is better than Georgia in basketball.
That's right.
So Georgia in basketball has nowhere to go. I mean, they were last place in the SEC.
I mean, Michael says asked if how did Michigan make the tournament? That I do not know. I'm actually surprised that Michigan made a tournament. I actually, as a fan of Michigan, I just don't think they should be in because they had a really bad season. But Michigan's men's basketball team for this year's record got in the March Madness, but their record is 17-14.
What's up, pretty lady?
I just wanted to come on and personally wish you a happy birthday.
Well, thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Wants to give me a Flavor Flav watch. You don't have to do that, sir.
Hey, Battle.
We appreciate
Hi,
the fun.
Nate.
Hello.
But but thank you, BA. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You look like you had a lot of fun at the Slav Olympics.
Oh, it was a blast. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. I may, and I even told Lou this last night. I may even try to participate in some competitions next year. We will see, though. We will see. I don't know. That's still up for debate.
I bet you could do push-ups better than about half that crowd.
Negative on that. Negative on that.
Hey, let me ask you a question because I don't know who the guy is, and it's been kind of I've been wondering who he was. There was a guy roaming around, skinny guy, carrying an iPhone around or a phone around, like a microphone, interviewing people.
That was Stevie
J, I think was his name. Yeah. He was a friend of Sea Dog's, I think.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there was Stevie J and B Dog. Yeah, that's Sea Dog's.
Sea Dog's brother.
Yeah.
Well, that's Sea Dog's brother.
I didn't recognize the guy, and nobody said who his name was. So.
Yeah, he actually came on I think it was the Lunch Money show. Monday night, and was talking about just how much fun he had going around just interviewing people, and that was actually a really brilliant idea. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the actual footage of the interviews, but I mean, it's hilarious. It was hilarious.
I've seen some of them. I'm trying to watch as many as I can, but it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I did not take nearly as many pictures or videos as I would have liked to, but I was a little busy.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping people can understand that.
Let's see.
But I had every intention of going, and like I told Lou, when we were driving up there, that whatever he needed me to do as far as to help, I'd be more than willing to do that.
Well, SEC dog. I mean, Mike White is that bad because Mike White spent 7 years taking a basketball program that had clawed its way up to something that could be perennially good and get well into the tournament and even win it all a couple of times, and turned it into a mediocre piece of crap program that usually gets bounced out in the first or second round. And except for one miracle shot, would never have gotten to the Sweet 16. So he took the program and shifted it into reverse. And I think, maybe Florida isn't a basketball school, maybe never will be again, but I think they deserve to be, they deserve better, or at least they deserve the opportunity to try to be better. Mike White was going nowhere. And he was taking the program with it on a road to nowhere. Yo, it's TLF.
You know, it'd be fun for the next Slob Olympics after the Slob Olympics next year for destination. Now, this is just a suggestion, not a what's it called? Where is that? I have a suggestion for a city for the next Slob Olympics after this year's. How about Panama City? No, not Panama City. Pensacola, Florida.
I think.
Well, we had possibly discussed having it, somewhere close where Saleen is for 2024.
Or Sarasota.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you want to do it in Sarasota, but
let's do it in Sarasota.
Not necessarily Sarasota, but definitely somewhere Florida-based, I think, is what we talked about.
Maybe do it in Tampa or Clearwater or Jacksonville or.
Jacksonville was a dump, I heard.
Yeah, let's not go to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is kind of a dump.
No. It rains every day in the summertime in Jacksonville, at least from my experience.
Well, I thought 2023 it was going to be held in South Carolina.
That's right.
It is. It's Charleston. It's for next year. We were saying when we came and visited you, possibly 2024.
I don't think Nate's got a bad idea holding it in the Redneck Riviera, Pensacola. Yes, Millis, go ahead.
I think we should.
There's good and bad everywhere. There's nothing wrong with Jacksonville. There's a lot of good stuff in Jacksonville. People give it a hard time, but Jacksonville can be a great place.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not knocking Jacksonville. I'm just saying that both times that I've actually been to Jacksonville, it's rained.
Well, that's pretty much the whole state of Florida in the summertime. Florida can be that way all over.
Yeah, the Thunder's a whole different story.
But we're holding it in March, so it wouldn't get. March is technically the Florida's dry season, technically.
That's what you said when we went and saw you in February.
Oh, true.
No joke, though. As soon as we crossed the border from Georgia into Florida, and Jacksonville was where we were at. I mean, it rained, like it poured.
Yeah, well, you got caught in a rare winter thunderstorm.
I think so.
Quote unquote rare, huh?
Yeah, it's actually kind of rare. I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
I agree with
you. Come here in the spring and the summer, it'll rain every day.
Absolutely, 2:00 in the afternoon.
Heck, we can do on the beach too for the Slob Olympics.
Wow, if you thought running the 40-yard dash in snow was hilarious and dangerous, can you imagine that happening on sand at the beach?
No, I meant like not like sand, but like near the beach. I meant to rephrase that.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be nice.
Absolutely. Think about Pensacola or Panama City.
I would love to have a bikini slob costume. That'd be great.
No, I don't think I want to go up against you, Millis.
I could work a costume if I'm in Florida. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you in that dance competition between Mayhem and Matthew.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so
No, not Tallahassee. God, please, not.
Nowhere in the Emerald Cove. Nowhere in the Emerald. In the Panhandle, forget it.
I'm 6 feet 5 inches tall, Mrs. Cook.
6'5". Wow.
Nate, did you have a good trip home, sir? Was the weather good going home?
Yes, sir. We just drove through Nashville. We drove through every city, every state. Well, not every state, like every state that we went through.
Well, let me ask you this, Nate. Does it feel like going home was quicker than coming out?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, it usually does for me. Going home seems like it's shorter than the trip out.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Well, I'm in the Valley Angel.
Same.
And have you hung your plaque up on the wall yet, sir? Or is it still in a box?
I haven't gotten yet.
Did you get the? Yeah, you could have gotten the plaque already.
He's gonna get it in the mail. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Have you made a place to hang it? Have you figured out where you're gonna put it?
Yes, actually.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a picture or a video of it once you get it and get it hung up and all, you know.
Yeah, I don't normally do videos, but
that's my kid.
But I do live streams if I want to or not, but
I think that's my kid. Is that my kid? My kid is in my stream, really?
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Awesome.
She hates. My kids hate the fact that I have a YouTube channel.
Why do they hate that?
Might embarrass them. I don't know.
Yeah, my daughter's my oldest daughter especially. She's 18. She won't go nowhere with me.
Yep, it's my kid.
Oh,
you know, my kids hate it when I call myself a YouTube influencer.
Oh. Well, there's worse things you could be doing, Saleen.
Yeah, I figure there's worse things they could be doing.
Oh.
They get good kids.
Hey, Saleen, have you been to Destin, Florida before?
Yes.
I think it's a beautiful kind of. I don't know if it's a city or not, or town, but is it a town or city? I don't know, but
it's a city. CJ Aaron spelled ERIN as a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AARON is a boy. And
The remember I told you a story? I drove from, and I didn't drove, but I rode in a van with my family members through I don't know how many states, but I drove through I drove all the way through Omaha through Destin, not in one day, but like one layover day, and then we arrived in Destin. Like, that's a long drive, longer than the Pigeon Forge. I love Destin, actually. It was a pretty city. I would actually not mind being in Slobland, that and the whatever it is, the Slobland's held there, but it's a really nice city.
I like Sanibel. Sanibel is great. I love Sanibel.
Yeah. How about Naples? Never mind, that's too richy.
Sanibel and Naples are down below me.
Oh.
Yeah, Sanibel is beautiful, though. I love Sanibel. I got friends that live there, and I visit them from time to time just so I can go out on the beach at Sanibel.
Yeah. If we do go to Sanibel or something like that, we should actually book a condo or something for all of us. Not all of us, but like
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
No, Lou. We're not going to have any of that "how you doing" thing. No, not with my girls. No, we're not doing that.
So yeah,
And look, Ms. Cook complimented me. I think
I
might have a heart attack.
Now, is this the Mrs. Cook, as in Coach? Wait, that'd be Coop, Coach Coop. Not
yeah.
Coop. Never mind. Mrs. Cook. That is that K Dog's wife.
Yep.
Right. That's right.
Loose.
Uh-oh.
I have my cooks and
My kid is stepping into it.
No, I got to give a shout out to Lou real quick though. He did an excellent job being our leader this past weekend. He was a good leader, and I appreciate Lou.
Aaron, if you tell something embarrassing about me, I promise you a pain nothing will cure. These people already have enough ammo against me to last them a lifetime.
Aaron will probably say it's classified. There. He should say that, actually. It's classified.
Well.
I don't know if anybody agrees with me, Uncle Lou, but I think you did a fabulous job. Thank you, sir, over the past weekend. It was good leadership.
It looked like all the videos I saw. It looked like it looked like the stuff was well run. Here we go with the fucking sweet potato pie. Jesus Christ.
And Mrs. Rogers and everybody that worked at the Slavs deserves a giant thank you because they did a fantastic job of making sure everything stayed organized, and especially BA in the fifth graders trivia. She had to call us down like school children several times.
That's right, because y'all were getting too loud. Yep.
Yeah, and I tried to quiet everybody down too.
There was kind of an echo in that pool room, and she had to shush us all several times, just like a school marm. And she did a fabulous job.
How come nobody posted a video of the fifth grader competition?
We were all busy thinking.
Oh my God!
I would have loved to have heard a couple of questions. Do you remember any of the questions?
Well, I remember a couple of them, not necessarily mine though. The only question I remember of mine was the one that took me out, and it was a math question. And math is my weakest subject, always has been. I think I got third in the fifth grade trivia. I did pretty good.
I got 6, I think.
My strongest event was that.
That's right. Yeah. So me and a golden blue dude tied.
Yeah.
I got third, I think.
Tied after 4 overtimes.
Why didn't BA ask me like for what's the word? What's the spell the word?
Opposite of horizontal.
Yeah, I was like, what the?
The opposite of horizontal is vertical.
I didn't know that at first.
Verti.
What's his opposite? Like backwards, I think.
The capital of Australia
was Canberra.
It's not what you think. Australia is not Sydney or Melbourne.
It's not Sydney or Melbourne. They put because obviously Sydney and Melbourne, they had a big fight over who was going to get to be the capital. So they put it in Canberra instead. So.
Yeah, SEC Dog is right. I don't think you want to go South Florida. I mean, that's really far away from pretty much everybody.
Okay, yeah.
If you're gonna hold a competition in Florida, I think you sort of limit the area to like anything north of I-4.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I think the Panhandle is probably the best thing to do because it's central to Floridians like me, people from Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, the Carolinas. They can all access PCB or Pensacola relatively easily. But do not hold it in Tallahassee, for Christ's sake.
Or Orlando. I'm just kidding.
Oops. All right, I'll see y'all at dinner, which is, oh, look, it's almost 5:30. I'm going to have to get off here pretty soon.
Well, dang it.
Well, my mom is making one of my favorite things.
Never mind. If your mother's making something, you have to go eat it.
Well, no, my mom's a good cook.
Yeah, every mom's a good cook.
No, not every mom's a good cook. Trust me.
Well, actually, I'll reverse that.
Hey,
I spent time with some of my friends whose moms couldn't boil water without burning it.
I would say most moms are good cooks. Most.
Saleen, the other day I watched your walk around of your car, the Mustang, and I'm not even a Mustang guy, but that is a beautiful car, and I love the way you put that Terminator motor in there. Pretty damn awesome car, man.
Actually, it was well, I didn't put it in. Trust me, I didn't have
I
anything
know,
to do with it.
you know what I mean, though. You had it put in or whatever. I think it's a big F you to all those Terminator snobs.
Yeah. It was literally a direct bolt in. We literally drilled 2 holes for the entire installation.
Yeah.
Everything else bolted right in. I mean, even the bracket for the intercooler.
And the fact that you had to upgrade the transmission, well, I knew that was going to happen as soon as you put the Terminator in there.
Well, believe it or not, that T45 lasted for a good bit of time before it finally gave up.
Yeah. But I just think it's a fabulous car. It's well done, well built, well planned. And even though I'm not a fan of billet, I think the billet complements that car very well. And
I love the billet. I love
the fact
billet.
you had that car ever since it was new is another amazing. Because a lot of people build cars like that and flip them, and sell them.
Yep. About a month from now, it will have been 22 years I've owned the car.
Well, I'm not a Mustang guy, but I'm a car guy. I'm a Volkswagen guy, and I can appreciate as a car guy what you've done with that car. And I really enjoyed watching that video. That car is it's a beautiful, and it's a monster. That car is a monster.
I love matzo ball soup, Mrs. Cook. I do.
I actually like
well, I thank you, Mills. I am actually a big fan of Beetles.
Yeah.
Myself. There's a good reason why I've never owned one, and I don't own one now.
Yeah.
Because I would go broke modifying it.
Well, see, I have a ton of Volkswagens of every color and combo you can imagine, but I have 3 that are my babies that are my,
Thank you.
I call them my children. And one of them is a 62 bus, and the other one is a 63 ragtop Beetle, which is a Herbie car, but mine's not Herbie. And I have a set 1975 Rabbit that's one of the first Rabbits sold here in the United States. And it's like a brand new car still. It only has about 35,000 miles on it.
My first car was almost very, very close. We almost got the deal done. Was a first generation Rabbit GTI.
Yeah.
Which was a fantastic car for the day.
They started selling the Rabbits over here in the States in 74, but they were 75 models. And when I traced mine back from Volkswagen, it was one of the first 50 shipped over.
Neat.
They shipped 50 at a time back then, and mine was on the first boatload that came over.
A lot of people don't remember that the Golf, VW Golf, was originally named Rabbit here for.
Well, it was called Golf in Europe, and then Rabbit here, and then they brought the Golf name over here in the second generation. So, if you find a first generation, what they call Mark I Golf, then it's an import. It didn't come. It wasn't sold here as a Golf because they thought that the Americans wouldn't buy a car named Golf. So that's when they slapped the Rabbit name on them and shipped them to the States. The rest of the world got the Golf. And then they decided to try it with the Mark IIs, and they sold the shit out of them. They sold more under the Golf name than they did the Rabbit name.
Hey, thank you, K-Dog. I appreciate that.
Just back in 2018, they went back to calling them Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I gotta shut her down because I gotta leave here and go there.
Well, thank you for letting me on, sir, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
You're always welcome here, Mills.
Many more, Saleen. Many more birthdays.
I certainly hope so.
We need you at least 110, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay, sir. Well, I'm gonna get off here. Everyone have a good evening.
All right.
See ya.
Out.
Vic jumped off before I could say goodbye, and Nate jumped off before I could say goodbye too. But thanks to Nate and Slim and Vic and Big Dog Brett was here for a little while, and Ballard was here for a little while. Always appreciate that. We had a first-time appearance by my kids. Were on the stream briefly. That was different. So that was great. Thank you, Traveling Fools. Mazel tov to you, sir. I appreciate that. And thank you to Pizza Woman for my birthday wishes and for being my #1 troll killer. I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to jump off because I got to head over to my folks' house for dinner. So thank you for joining me for my birthday, keeping me company, enjoying a little time with you guys. Appreciate it very much. Stream number 95, Wednesday afternoon live with me, SaleenDriver. The show about nothing in particular. We'll try and do it same time next week. See if we get that stream in like we did today. 3 p.m. Eastern, guys. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you soon.